Hello again, everyone. It's Kim Russo, the director of America's Great Loop Cruisers Association. This is our Great Loop Lifestyles video for Melbourne, Florida. First of all, we are tied up at Melbourne Harbor Marina. We've been here before, and due to a few different circumstances with weather and some travel that Michael had to do for work, we ended up here for 4 nights, which was perfectly fine with us. It's a well-protected marina. As I mentioned, if you watched the cruising info video for our trip into Melbourne, you know that it's a little shallow coming in. You want to favor the red a bit in that channel coming into the marina. I believe we had 8 or 9 feet of water, maybe a little less than that as we came in, but do be aware of that. The marina is well protected. It's a quiet marina. There are 2 restaurants on site. One is the Chart House and the other is Ichabod's. Shortly after arriving there, the local harbor host reached out to me, and he did recommend Ichabod's for the fish tacos. The only time we actually got to visit there was for happy hour with a few looper friends, so we didn't really get a chance to sample the food there, but the drinks were good and reasonably priced. As I mentioned, we've been pushing pretty hard with some long days trying to get to Charleston before the next AGLCA event, so if you've been watching our other videos, you're up to speed on that. As I mentioned, we did take a weather day when we first pulled in, which put us a little bit behind our planned target dates. And then Michael had to travel back to Key West, where we had just been a few days or a week or so before, to attend a survey for a client's boat purchase. So I stayed behind and cleaned the boat while he was in Key West, and also, though, had a great opportunity to do some more exploring in Melbourne, which is really a delightful little town. It's a real short walk from Melbourne Harbor Marina to the historic downtown Melbourne district. So one of my favorite things to do there was really to just stroll through those streets. I seem to notice something different each time I did that. So it's a quaint, really charming little town. Lots of shops in this downtown area, from antique shops to boutiques to art galleries, even some DIY crafting type stores, like a build your own plants sort of store where they had terrariums and you could select an assortment of plants and put those all together and pot them. Beads stores where you could create your own beaded jewelry, painting, all kinds of different things for people who enjoy crafting, which was really kind of neat to see and something I hadn't really seen in a downtown area recently on our travels. There's even a performing arts center there, the Hennigar Center, and their 2022-2023 season includes shows like The Color Purple, Evita, Legally Blonde. So lots of arts and shopping going on downtown. A few notables on the shopping side. There are lots of women's boutiques, some really lovely pieces that I probably would have gone on a pretty major shopping spree if I was still living my dirt life. But they weren't really clothes for life aboard, so I refrained. However, a notable is the Foxy Flamingo, which has a full line of Lulu Bee clothing, and a lot of lady loopers do really like Lulu Bee. It's the dry wicking, SPF 50, quick drying dresses, skirts, tops that are all great for boating, and they also had another similar brand to Lulu Bee there, so I would suggest checking that one out. And not to leave out some of the looper men or perhaps even some of the women, there is a cigar bar there, so you can check that out while shopping. Restaurants, there are so many in this downtown area. I wish I had more time or could eat more in one sitting to have tried out more restaurants and more dishes, but here are a few standouts. I did have breakfast at La Crepe de France. The crepe was wonderful. The food that went along with it was eggs and bacon, which is just kind of standard breakfast fare. But I did enjoy the restaurant, and the atmosphere there was real nice. They had some outdoor seating, and the weather was beautiful. The next one is the Nomad Market. It's Italian and Greek food primarily, and they do have a restaurant as well as almost an Italian deli with lots of meats and cheeses. The owners are the loveliest people. It was a Friday night. This was while Michael was out of town, so I kind of went in alone, which is a little outside my comfort zone to eat by myself in restaurants. So my intention was to walk in and get some takeout to take back to the boat with me. And the owners just made me feel so completely welcome from the moment I stepped in the door that I did end up getting a table and had a nice time eating my lasagna. It was, I thought, very authentic to northern Italy for the lasagna. It was really good, so it's a recommended stop. A few other standouts on restaurants. Michael and I had discovered Ember and Oak the last time we were in Melbourne. It's kind of a special occasion kind of place, but they have really wonderful craft cocktails, and I had a bee's knees, which is, if you're not familiar with that, it's basically gin and lemon juice and honey. So it came in this cute little honey bear cup, and they're also known for their really excellent steaks. The steaks are sous vide cooked, spice crusted, and then cooked over a live oak fire. And one of the really unique things that they do that we really enjoy is you can order the steaks a la carte with some sides for the table, or they do these boards that it's almost like a charcuterie board, but you can have your choice of steak, and then the board also includes several sides such as creamed fresh spinach topped with crispy shallots. There was also a modern Caesar salad, a loaded Hasselbeck potato, some roasted wild mushrooms, and in addition to that, there was a bone that was basically a short rib stuffing with mushrooms and bone marrow in the stuffing and served inside the bone. And then again, your choice of steak to go with that. So it's basically a meal for two, sharing the one steak, and everything on the board was really fabulous. So we thoroughly enjoyed that. They also have an outdoor fire pit area and live music every night, which just makes it another special occasion type place that we really enjoyed. Our last notable for Melbourne on the restaurant side is kind of a quirky and fun place. It's called the Mansion. In addition to the restaurant there, they have the best stocked liquor store I think I've ever seen. They have every kind of hard liquor you could imagine, an extensive wine and beer collection, and they're just woven throughout all these little rooms in this mansion, and even some of the closets almost looks like a library to me of liquor bottles. So that was really neat to see, and we picked up a few things. But the restaurant part of the mansion has mostly outdoor dining, a small inside area, but on the ground level, it's made to feel very much like dining in a garden, and they also have a large rooftop area. The menu really has lots of choices of all different kinds of food, so there's something for everyone. But the real star to us of the menu is aptly named Death by Chocolate, because it is absolutely to die for. It is hands down the best chocolate cake I have ever had. We had already eaten a full meal, so we took the chocolate cake to go, and it was so good we ended up going there later in the week to get another one to go so we could take it with us on the boat as we left Melbourne. So really one of my favorite stops so far. I know we haven't been to a lot of places just yet, but to me it's really a must-see on the loop. So I hope you enjoyed this tour. Our next stop, we do not do these videos for places that we're just staying a quick overnight stop, just kind of traveling through. So our next likely stop from here where we will do some reporting is probably going to be after we arrive in Charleston. So stay tuned. We'll do a couple of longish legs moving each day and see if we can make that Charleston target. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.